Hello, I'm Erik Robey.
And I'm Karla Schaffer, and this is Anne Arundel County Week in Review. Today we'll talk to the organizers of the upcoming high school Battle of the Bands, and we'll take a trip down to the Banneker Douglas Museum in Annapolis. But first, a special reunion for a North Carolina family with their dog who was missing for 4 years. The collie mix had disappeared from his home in Owings Mills in 2007, and his family has since moved away. Just after Christmas, a Good Samaritan in Severna Park turned the dog into animal control. Fortunately, he was missing some teeth, had some abrasions on his face, and generally looked like he had been living a rough life for the past 4 years. But it was Dodger, the dog who was homeless for so long. Animal Control checked the microchip embedded in his skin and located the original owners through a family member listed as a secondary contact. Bill Wiley and his 2 sons made the drive up from North Carolina to retrieve their long-lost friend. The story shows just how important it is to register your pets and to use microchips in case they get lost. Animal Control holds microchip clinics on the 3rd Thursday of every month, which is January 19th this month. You can also have it done with your regular veterinarian. All adopters who visit Animal Control are given the option of having a microchip implanted. For more information, check out the Animal Control page at Facebook at AAC Animal Control, or call them at 410-222-8900, or just pay them a visit. There are tons of pets out there looking for good homes. Visiting hours at the Millersville facility located next to Police and Fire Headquarters are from 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday.
Well, Karla, that's an amazing story.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. 4 years the pet's
away
missing?
from his family.
You know, that's 28 dog years. That dog
true.
missed the majority of his life. And speaking of dog years, well, sometimes it seems like transportation projects take dog years to complete. We did want to pass along, though, some good news about a recently completed project that should make things a little better for our friends commuting to Fort Meade. A stretch of Route 175 near the gate is shiny and new. Crews completely built a 1-mile stretch from Interstate 295 to Rockenbach Road, adding a lane in each direction and a new center lane to make a 5-lane road. Typically, projects like these take years to build because of the extensive state capital construction project plan. But this one was a little different in this case. The county was able to work with the developer of the upcoming Parkside development to spend its impact fees in advance. The developer did the construction on the road to get impact fee credits, and commuters benefit from getting the road done faster. There may be other opportunities for construction like this in the future. The future for West County is very exciting with a lot of new development. The Maryland Live Casino is under construction, and Parkside will be joined by other mixed-use projects such as Arundel Preserve and Clark's 100. That's not to mention the Odenton Town Center redevelopment, which is really starting to take shape. We'll keep you updated on the progress of these projects and many others here on Week in Review.
Well, next week things are going to get busy again down in Annapolis, and no, I'm not talking about the boat show or the Blue Angels. It's the Maryland General Assembly. They're back for another 90-day session to pass a budget and new laws for the entire state. And there will be no shortage of hot issues. Of course, the budget will be the biggest priority. Our sources tell us there's a very good chance that lawmakers will pass legislation that doubles or even triples the Bay Restoration Fund, also known as the flush fee. We might even see a doubling of vehicle registration fees and a 15-cent per gallon hike on the gas tax. There will also be another push to legalize gay marriage. Last year, the measure was just a few votes shy of passage in the House of Delegates, and Governor Martin O'Malley says he will support the effort this year. Finally, we'll see a lot of action on gambling. Lawmakers are expected to push table games such as blackjack and poker for casinos in the state, while our neighbors in Prince George's County will try to get their own casino. Obviously, things will have a big impact on Anne Arundel County. County Executive Leopold will meet with the delegation on Friday to discuss his priorities for the session, which include a property tax deferral for seniors, higher criminal penalties for animal cruelty, and blocking a proposed move of a state agency that employs county residents to Prince George's County. The session begins on Wednesday, January 11th. To track public hearings and meetings, go to www.mlis.state.md.us or contact your individual representative. If you need help determining who that person is, call 410-946-5400.
In this week's Community Spotlight, it will be shining on Millerville and Annapolis. First off, Mark Chang is at Opportunity Builders to fill us in on their annual Mardi Gras fundraiser. Mark.
Thanks to both of you in the studio. I'm over here at Opportunity Builders, Inc. in Millersville, or OBI, for their upcoming annual Mardi Gras fundraiser. And first of all, I want to start off with Miss Megan Gibbs, who is the Marketing Development Manager. And first of all, congratulations on your new position. I know you and I have worked in the past together, so congratulations on that. But for folks out there who don't know what OBI is, could you tell people what OBI is?
Certainly. We provide work for adults with developmental disabilities. So we serve about 425 individuals, and about half of them work in this warehouse, and about half of them get employment in the community, whether it's at Royal Farms or in clerical positions. We got a few folks down in the Annapolis city government, so we got them all over the place. So we're providing work for adults with developmental disabilities. We've been doing this since 1962. We started out as a sheltered workshop of Anne Arundel County, serving about 6 individuals. And now we're serving, like I said, about 425 with a staff of about 120. So we truly have grown quite a large organization. And we're coming up on our 50th anniversary in October. We'll be turning 50 years old, so we're celebrating with a great gala at the BWI Hilton on the 13th of October in 2012. So it's coming up shortly. We've been planning that. We've got a lot of events this year to celebrate the 50th anniversary, starting with the Mardi Gras, which Mike will let you know a little bit more about. After that, we'll be having our annual golf tournament, and then leading up to our final big 50th anniversary celebration in October.
Wow, you got a really busy year ahead of you. It's only January, so my head's already spinning with that. But we will be back out here again with to cover the other different events that are coming up. And again, congratulations and thank you for all the work that you do in our community, Megan.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Mike Fantasy, always good to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, Mark.
Good, and with the many roles that you have in the community, over at OBI, you're on the board of directors, and then you're also the chairman of the upcoming Mardi Gras fundraiser.
Absolutely, Mark. Well, we have our fundraiser coming up on February 4th, 6 o'clock, right here at OBI. We'll have a lot of fun gaming. We have carnival games. We have casino gaming. A lot of great food, music, beverages. A lot of fun. So come on out. If those out there are interested, we have sponsorships available, individual ticket prices. You can call Megan at the number on the screen.
Okay.
And she'll be glad to take care of you. And we just hope there's no snow this year.
Great. Well, I'm sure it's going to be a success, Mike, and thanks for your leadership and all that you do here and everywhere else. And now I have with me Mrs. Susie Purvine, and you are one of the co-owners of a Blooming Basket Florist in Millersville on Veterans Highway. We always see your pink fans everywhere. And could you tell the folks out there why is it so important for small businesses like yourself locally to get involved with an organization like this?
Oh, sure. Personally, well, my family has a personal connection here with OBI. I had a brother who had developmental disabilities, and so we've always been very active in those sort of organizations. When I was in high school, I actually worked at what used to be Shelter Workshops, now OBI. And so all through high school, I worked here on my days off and after school. And it's kind of fun to be here because a lot of the clients are still here, the same people. So we are sponsoring the Mardi Gras. We donate something every year, and this year we're giving a dozen roses for Valentine's Day as part of the auction.
Wow, that sounds really exciting. And if folks want more information about your business, how can they get in contact with you?
We have a website. It's www.abloomingBasket.com, and we're right on Veterans Highway here in Millersville.
I know that corporate responsibility is very important for you as a small business in this community, so we thank you for all the work that you yourself do and also your organization, your company. So thank you very much, Susie, for coming on the show. And Christina, how you doing, Miss Christina?
Good.
Good. Miss Christina, could you tell the viewers out there, why do you like OBI?
I like it because I got a lot of friends. I got a boyfriend. I will be engaged soon, maybe 4 years almost. And I like all my friends. I like Mary too. My sister helped me out. Gave me keep my food up. I need help. And that's all. I really like it. And OBI a great thing to work with.
Okay, great. Well, you have a very busy schedule in addition to your boyfriend and all that. What do you do here?
I am tape boxes, put clamshells together this morning. What else? Tape boxes, clamshells, king two things up. People leave me to this. Work outside, sometimes no queue, box up. People leave me box up. and to things up.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Christina, for what you do here. I know that the work that you all do and your entire team here, they help not just locally, but in other parts of the country too. So we thank you for your services that you provide here. Well, all you viewers out there, this is a wonderful, great organization. You heard from some very great people here. So please come out and support their annual Mardi Gras that's coming up, and their telephone number is 410-787-0700. Also, keep in mind that this is their 50th anniversary, so there's a ton of events coming up. And so we work with this organization very closely. And so if you wanted more information about the organization, you can also contact the Office of Community and Constituent Services at 410-222-1242. Reporting from OBI over in Millersville, back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Mark. Well, later in the program, B. Poland will be joining us from the Banneker Douglas Museum.
Well, there's more Week in Review to come, including our interview with Nancy Almgren and Danny Mays from Battle of the Bands. Take a look at the community calendar for what's happening around the county. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
It's cold and flu season, and the last thing you want is to be sick or make others sick. So here's what you do to stop germs and stay healthy. Cover your cough. Wash your hands after sneezing, coughing, or blowing your nose. Wash with warm water and soap for 20 seconds, and then dry. When you can't wash your hands, use an alcohol-based sanitizer. If you do get sick, stay home. Stop germs, stay healthy.
Welcome back. Well, today we have some special guests with us. We have Nancy Almgren and we have Danny Mays from the Anne Arundel County High School Battle of the Bands. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Battle of the Bands. It's going to be January 28th at Maryland Hall from 5 to 11 p.m., right?
Yes. Doors open at 4:30. Music starts right at 5.
Okay.
So get there early.
So get there early. And how can people purchase tickets to Battle of the Bands? Are they already on sale?
Tickets are on sale. They're available on our website. It's www.aabattle.org. You can also get them at East of Maui in Annapolis and
Music and
Arts Center in Severna Park.
Severna Park at Riva, or
Severna Park Marketplace. Right?
Yes.
Yeah. And also all the bands have them as well.
Okay, great. And this is the 14th year
Yes.
of Battle of the Bands this year. So
That's right.
take us back to the beginning of Battle of the Bands and some of the history behind this.
1999, I participated in Leadership Anne Arundel, which is a year-long leadership program, and we were supposed to come up with a project that would benefit the county, and I came up with the idea of having a Battle of the High School Bands, and 14 years later, it's still going.
It's still going. It just took off from there.
It's still growing strong. We had 50 band members the first year. We had 200 in attendance, and we broke even. And now we have between 1,000 and 1,200 people who come. And still 50 band members typically, yeah.
Yeah. And you've been there from the very beginning. And
Absolutely.
Danny, you've been there almost from the very beginning, right? As
Yeah,
a former competitor.
I've seen it all. For the first couple years, I was a spectator, and then the third year I played, and then ever since I've been involved on the back end. So.
And we found out something interesting about the year that you competed. Who won that?
Go ahead.
Okay, his wife's band. His wife's band, Angel Fire, won the competition. They were awesome.
We were awful, but it was fun.
But they did get the award for best performance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were showmen, but we weren't much on the...
They were very showmen, but yeah, more showmen than musicians.
And
but he evolved.
And
That's
that was
fair.
the last time that a female-fronted band won the competition?
It was the only time a female fronted band. And they were a three-piece band. They all sing and play. So
They sang harmonies. They were absolutely awesome.
Wow. But I hear the girls are making a comeback this year?
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
we have several female-fronted bands this year, and through my partnerships with the Whiskey and doing the all-ages shows on Sunday nights, I've been able to see almost all the bands, and it's a field of really, really talented bands this year. So.
But Danny doesn't judge.
No,
We
it's not up to me.
We have 5 professionals from the music industry who actually judge. And they judge both on performance, half is performance, half is technical ability. So probably the best, well-rounded overall band is typically the winner.
And what high schools will be competing this year? Who will be represented?
Well, we've got Annapolis High School, Archbishop Spalding. I've got my list here. Broadneck.
It was upside down.
Indian Creek, Key School, Old Mill, Severna Park, Severn School, South River, and Southern High School.
It's a really a great representation of.
Well, we also have 3 alternate bands who came in pretty close to the top in their competitions in school, and we're going to have them play at the beginning. So we're going to have 13 bands play. It's going to be a pretty good show.
And like, for instance, it's the first time that Indian Creek's ever sent a school or sent a band. So it's cool to see, even though it's the 14th year, we still have new schools and still sending bands. So.
Yeah. And it sounds like it's getting pretty competitive now. They're playing at the Whiskey in addition to Battle of the Bands.
Well, I think it's just cool. I mean, the Battle of the Bands has been able to foster that program. It's great for the kids to have a place to play year-round, to kind of hone their craft a little bit and not just form their band 2 months before the show. So I think that this year the talent level will be at an all-time high because these bands have been afforded the opportunity to play in a professional venue in front of a lot of people all year round.
Last year we had a very strong, the top 4 bands had amazing lead singers. I mean, I think the 4th place lead singer was, had toured with a Broadway production.
Oh, wow.
I mean, really strong vocalists, very strong vocalists. I think this year is going to be the same. It's going to be exciting to see.
Yeah, a lot of good talent. And you're still looking for advertisers and sponsors?
Sponsors and advertisers. We've got the big screens on both sides of the stage, and you know, we're accepting kid-friendly advertisers for a pretty nominal sum to advertise to 1,000 to 1,200 kids from across the county. It's a very good opportunity for the right companies.
And who should they contact?
They should contact me at hihat11 at AOL. Again, that's hihat, H-I-H-A-T, 11 at AOL. Learn something from watching television.
All right, guys, well, you heard it, January 28th. It's going to be a great show, a great level of competition, and bands from all over the county. So Maryland Hall, join us there. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There are a lot of myths about hiring people with disabilities.
It will cost a lot of money. The truth is
50% of accommodations cost under $500.
People with disabilities. Fact is, 90% of workers with disabilities performances are rated average or above. See the possibilities, create opportunity.
Work matters.
Visit mdod.maryland.gov.
Welcome back. On Christmas Eve at approximately 3:15 a.m., officers from the Southern District responded to the Anne Arundel Medical Center emergency room where a patient was being treated for a gunshot wound. Public Information Officer Justin Mulcahy has more on this incident. Justin.
Thanks, Erik. The victim, a 20-year-old male along with a 20-year-old female acquaintance, initially indicated they were at a party earlier in the evening. Now, according to the victim and the witness, they went outside briefly, heard a loud noise, and left the party. At some point later on, the male experienced some discomfort. That's when he realized he had been shot. Now, the victim and his friend drove to the hospital for treatment, where the male's wound was determined to be non-life-threatening. Now, during the course of the investigation, Southern District detectives learned that the shooting took place at a residence, possibly inside, in the Crownsville area. The detectives later developed a suspect who was wanted in connection to that shooting. The suspect, Joseph Robert Clark, seen on your screen, age 28, of 15 Summerhill Trailer Street in Crownsville, Maryland, has an open warrant charging him with attempted second-degree murder along with related charges. Now, anyone with information on his whereabouts is urged to contact Detective Joseph Gatens of the Southern District Station at 410-222-1965. We're going to move on now to our second incident. That one took place on January 1st around 1:07 a.m. New Year's morning. That's when officers from the Southern District responded to the 1200 block of Holly Avenue and Shadyside for what was reported as a fight. Now, once officers arrived on location, they spoke with a 27-year-old male victim who reported that he was having an argument with a girlfriend. That's when a known male subject intervened. The suspect punched the victim and pointed a possible handgun at him. Officers responded to the area and observed the suspect nearby. That suspect fled on foot. Officers pursued the suspect, locating him eventually hiding in thick brush in the 1200 block of Holly Avenue. That suspect was arrested and charged with first and second degree assault. Also charged with wearing a concealed dangerous weapon, wearing a concealed dangerous weapon with intent of causing injury, and reckless endangerment. The suspect in this incident is Miguel Angel Cabrera, age 35, of 3437 Eastern Drive in Bowie, Maryland. Now, folks, as always, if you have any information on any crimes or suspects mentioned on the show, don't hesitate to call, email, or text your tip to Metro Crime Stoppers hotline. It's available 24 hours a day, toll-free at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. Or you can text message, that is, MCS plus your message to crimes. That's 274-637. Your third option, visit the website at www.metrocrimestoppers.net. Remember, phone calls are not recorded. Callers remain anonymous, and you might be eligible for a cash reward of up to $2,000. Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Justin. Well, crazy things can happen during the holidays. Good thing the gunshot victim got himself to the hospital and is now doing okay.
In this week's Hot Topics, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department responded to more than 1,408 calls for service. This included more than 1,079 emergency medical calls and 137 fire calls. Officials are asking for the public's assistance to help solve a hate crime, an arson that occurred in North County. With us now to tell us more about this incident is Division Chief Michael Cox of the Anne Arundel County Fire Department. Chief?
Thanks, Karla. As you mentioned, the Anne Arundel County Fire Department is seeking the public's help in providing any information regarding an arson fire that occurred in the early morning hours of January 1, 2012. The incident occurred around 4 a.m. when Anne Arundel County firefighters responded to a reported dwelling fire in the 300 block of Church Street, located in the Brooklyn Park area of the county. The first arriving crews on the scene reported smoke and fire coming from the windows of a one-story rancher-type single-family dwelling. At that time, an interior fire attack was initiated, taking 30 firefighters about 25 minutes to control the one-alarm incident. There was no one home at the time of the incident. However, 2 elderly female residents, as well as their male caregivers, were displaced as a result. Damage estimates are estimated to be in excess of $150,000. During the incident, firefighters operating at the scene found racially and sexually oriented slurs painted on the exterior of the home. At that time, county police officials and county fire department fire and arson investigators were summoned to the scene. During the course of their investigation, fire officials did determine this was an intentionally set fire. County fire investigators and police officials are treating this incident as an arson and a hate crime. They have teamed up with the Metro Crime Stoppers and are asking the public's help in solving this crime. Metro Crime Stoppers is offering a reward for information that leads to the arrest and/or indictment of the person or persons responsible for this arson. To be eligible for the reward, callers must call the TIPS line at 1-866-7-LOCK-UP. The number again is 1-866-756-2587. Or they can text 274637. Or anyone can call the Anne Arundel County arson investigators directly at the County Fire Department's arson tip line at 410-222-TIPS. Karla?
Thanks, Chief. County fire investigators advise that callers can remain anonymous and they may be eligible for a reward of up to $2,000. The numbers again are 1-866-7-LOCK-UP or 410-222-TIPS.
And the community spotlight has shifted from the North County in Millersville to Annapolis, where our own B. Poland joins us from the Banneker Douglas Museum. B.
Hi, have you made your New Year's resolution yet? I'm thinking about adding one more to my list. I'm here today at the Banneker Douglas Museum on Franklin Street in downtown Annapolis, and I'm here with LaRon Herbert, the outreach coordinator for the museum, and Sarah Litz from the Volunteer Center on Riva Road. I understand that there's going to be quite a program here on January 16th to celebrate the National Day of Service, Martin Luther King's birthday. Can you tell me more about it?
Sure, B. Just to share, the Banneker Douglas Museum is the official repository for the state of Maryland. We service the African American history and culture and representing it back to the public, enlightening them on the various history and the events that are coming up in the area. You know, it is only befitting that Dr. Martin Luther King Day be celebrated here. With such rich history that we have here at the museum, and with partnering with the Volunteer Center of Anne Arundel County and all that we have done in the area, it truly is a great fit to have this magnanimous event here.
Well, what exactly will happen here on January 16th? It's a federal holiday. A lot of people will think about going shopping, but you're really promoting it as a day on, not a day off. Tell me what will happen here.
Okay, what is going to happen is there are going to be volunteers coming from abroad across the state who will give of their gifts and talents and help servicing the museum with behind-the-scenes programming work, educational programming when it deals with school programming for teachers to teach African American history. Oh, wow, there are going to be family members, youth, the community just coming from all over to design Valentine cards for troops who are deployed, cards for low-income seniors and those who are disabled, just to let them know that somebody is thinking about them. In addition to that, there's going to be the Conflict Resolution Center who will be sharing on how to deal with issues as we step into the new year and how to diffuse situations so that we can all go and work better together. It's truly going to be a great day of service and fun. There'll be tours. There'll be a chance to get yourself involved in great things. And at the end of the day, there's going to be this wonderful, beautiful, big hands-on mosaic that is done that celebrates the community work of all of us coming together, because truly it's better when we do things together.
Well, this sounds like a great day for families of all ages. You want parents and their kids to come out, grandparents, singles, married, whoever, correct?
Yes. Now, there is a little age stipulation. Because it's the museum and we're dealing with historical artifacts, we like to have those who are 15 and older be at this event. Now, it's okay to be with your mom and dad and others like that because we don't want people to be discounted, but we're looking for a certain age range and truly for family and friends to come out and just support together.
Okay, well, let's ask Sarah about how to get involved. Now, Sarah, the Volunteer Center coordinates volunteers around the county all year round. Is that correct?
Yes.
And how will you work to coordinate people who want to volunteer for this day on January 16th here at the Banneker Douglas?
Okay, well, we are requesting that people register ahead of time. They can do that through our website, which is volunteerannearundel.org. When you go on our website, you can go onto our volunteer calendar. On there, you'll go to January 16th, see which project you would like to sign up for, and register for it. Or if you're a group that's looking to volunteer for that day, you can always email us at info@volunteerannearundel.org or give us a phone call at 410-897-9207.
Oh, that's great. There are a lot of different ways to connect with this day. Now, I understand there's different time frames that you can sign up for. So if you want to spend part of your day doing something else, you could be here in the morning, for instance. Can you give us the schedule for that?
Sure. We have 2 shifts going on for the day. We have 11:30 to 1 and 1 to 2:30. So you can do an hour and a half or you can do the whole 3 hours. It really depends on how your schedule is going.
Okay. And LaRon talked a little bit about the different programs for the day, but can you go into a little more detail about what a family could do? Say, mom and dad want to bring the kids in and do something. What could they volunteer to do, or what could they look at saying, I'd really like to do that?
Sure, we're going to have a lot of service activities going on for the day. Like LaRon had mentioned, they'll be making cards available for military and their family, cards for seniors, low income, and shut-ins. There'll even be a service project by the Chesapeake Children's Museum, sewing up children's costumes. There'll be a lot of hands-on activities that will benefit a lot of people.
Okay, so how many people do you think will turn out for this event, and how do they get here?
We're hoping for 100 people per shift, so 200 people in total. And we are recommending that people use the public transit line.
Okay, so coming into Annapolis, they could park at one of the garages and either walk here, or they could take the Annapolis connector. Is that what the plan is?
Yes, because parking can be a little difficult, but we really hope it doesn't discourage people from coming out for the day.
And what if we have bad weather? Does it matter? Do we go ahead with this day anyway?
Rain or shine, we'll be here that day.
Or snow, right?
Or snow, yes. You never know in January.
Okay. So it sounds like a great event, and if people want to volunteer and get involved, they should do it right away because it's still early, but the holiday is coming up on the 16th.
Yes, it'll be soon, so please register and go on to our website. That's volunteeranarundel.org.
Okay. Well, this is a great way to start the new year, and if you need to add a resolution to your list, think about starting the year right with community service, starting with the National Service Day on Martin Luther King's federal holiday, the 16th. A lot of people will be off work, kids will be out of school. It's a great event to join in the community here in Anne Arundel County, here in Annapolis, and be part of something great. Now here's back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Bea. We appreciate the reminder to participate in the National Day of Service. Our correspondents from the Office of Community and Constituent Affairs are always looking for groups and people to highlight on the show. Give us a call if you've got an idea at 410-222-1785.
Well, Mary Felter has some information about the Future is Now series, sponsored by the Department of Aging and Disabilities. Mary?
Thank you, Karla. Today my guest is Mary Chappett, who's the director of our National Family Caregiver Support Program. Mary is also the director of the Respite Care Program, both at the Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities. Welcome to Week in Review.
Thank you for having me.
I wanted you to come to talk about this highly successful series that you all have been having. It's called The Future is Now, Are You Ready? And you're having a new series. It's called Maintaining a Healthy Lifestyle. So tell me something about these workshops.
Well, the workshop that we're going to have in January, as you said, Maintaining a Healthy Lifestyle, we're very excited about. We think the timing is very appropriate, especially for those of us that may have overindulged a little bit during the holiday season. And we also know that although people are living longer, they're not necessarily living a healthy lifestyle. So we want to be there in January to give people some education and support, so maybe as they're kicking off their New Year's resolution, they'll have some new information to help them.
Maybe I better sign up for this. When is the workshop being offered?
The workshop is on Wednesday, January 11th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. at the Arnold Senior Center, which is on 44 Church Road. It's right next to the Safeway in Arnold.
A good place to be buying your food, obviously. Who's the speaker for the presentation?
We're very happy to have Dr. Richard Bernstein, who's going to educate our folks on ways to improve their lifestyle in order to live a long and healthy life. And Dr. Bernstein is currently with the Annapolis Allergy and Health Enhancement Center in Annapolis.
Yes, I was looking at his resume. He's board certified in internal medicine, honors graduate, University of Michigan, who went to Vanderbilt University Medical School and completed residency at Washington Hospital Center and a fellowship at GW University Medical Center. And he's been practicing in Annapolis since 1988.
That's correct. And then he transitioned into internal medicine, asthma and allergy, and became particularly interested in preventative medicine and the influences that our lifestyles play on our health. He became so interested, in fact, that he's written a book that's entitled May You Live a Long and Healthy Life, a Personal Guide for Optimal Health and Healthy Aging.
And do people make a reservation to come to his workshop?
We ask that people make a reservation so that we can make sure we have enough material available for them. But the workshop is free, and you can register by either calling 410-222-4464, extension 3094, or you can register online at www.aacounty.org/aging and just scroll down until you see the events category. And if you need special accommodations, I ask that you call me at least a week before, and you can reach me on 410-222-4464, extension 3045. And if you're using the TTY system, you can contact us via Maryland Relay at 711.
That's good to know. And also, I hear you have a sponsor for this workshop.
We do. Anne Arundel Medical Center has generously agreed to sponsor our workshop series this year. And as you know, Mary, we cannot endorse any particular vendor, although we're very, very grateful for their support.
And I said earlier that you had some additional workshops this coming spring. What might they be?
That's right. Well, I don't have all the topics with me. I know we're going to be talking about downsizing. That's going to be in March. And so we do have a workshop scheduled between March and May. And we alternate our location. So we're going to be in Arnold in January, which means we'll be in Pascal Senior Center in Glen Burnie in February. And for folks who don't have our schedule, you can again find that online at www.aacounty.org/aging, or just give us a call.
I know it's been a very popular series with people. You've been having it about 2 years now, or?
That's right. We're in our 3rd year right now, yes.
Congratulations on a very successful program.
Thank you. Yes, we're pleased that both the baby boomers and the seniors have been attending our workshops, and we think that we've provided a variety of information to folks, and we think that we've been helping folks out in the community.
You know, they have a lot of responsibilities they're going to be taking on as they're getting older, whether it's family or themselves. And I know the workshops have been very helpful.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for coming on the program. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
This is Mary Felter, Public Information Officer with Anne Arundel County Department of Aging and Disabilities for Week in Review. Back to you, Karla.
Thanks, Mary. Sounds like there is going to be quite an interesting bunch of speakers for the series. Be sure to visit your neighborhood senior center for this and other exciting programs and events.
Well, before we wrap up the show today, we want to send our condolences to a North County fixture who passed away this week. Edward B. Lauer, founder of Lauer Supermarket and Bakery in Pasadena, died after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. He was 85 years old. In 1974, the Lauers purchased a market on Mountain Road, renamed it Lauer Supermarket and Bakery, and began a business dedicated to its community. They opened a second store in 1982, and then moved the Mountain Road store to a larger store on Edwin Rainer Boulevard in 1998. Ed Lauer was also the founding president of the Pasadena Business Association. Our thoughts are with his family, and we thank them for their continued dedication to the community.
Well, Eric, it's a new year.
It is?
Yeah.
2012?
Yeah,
Wow.
2012.
Wow.
New year for the show. Did
Kinda
you do
crazy.
anything fun for New Year's Eve?
A lot of stuff fun for New Year's Eve. Took the kids down to the hotel in Annapolis and swam around in the pool until midnight.
That's fun.
Yeah, I had a great
Yeah,
time.
well,
Kids-
almost midnight.
Almost midnight. Kids love the water and really had a good time. A lot of good friends down there, good family. So
It's a good thing to
really
do in the
worked well.
winter.
But I tell you what really got me over this break, the college football games.
Yes.
I mean, if you are a college football game fan,
It's bowl
folks,
week.
It's bowl week. But the games were amazing. I know you being a big Michigan girl.
Yes.
Tell us about that. That was
It was
you know,
crazy.
you were
Yeah,
up
the
and
Sugar
down.
Bowl.
Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, it was a victory. It was an ugly victory, but yeah, and it went into overtime, stayed up past midnight.
Did the dog stay up?
I put his Michigan bandana on him. I told him he had to rally. I heard some snoring. But I think the bandana was still a good luck charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dog saved the day for Michigan. I tell you, that Michigan game was an interesting one because this was a team that was getting run over by Virginia Tech.
Right.
Michigan they could not pass, they couldn't run the
Yeah.
ball. They had a couple good breaks, the fumble right before
Right.
halftime, the center catching a
Right.
fourth down botched field goal, and they still come back to win that game.
And also Virginia Tech looking like they were going to kick off, but they didn't. They
Yeah.
tried to run it on that
Yep.
fourth down
Yep.
in the fourth quarter. I mean, it was really, for Michigan, we were fortunate that Virginia Tech made some poor decisions and some big mistakes.
Yep.
But it worked out.
It was interesting. That game aside, a lot of high-scoring games. I mean,
Right.
West Virginia puts up 70 points.
Mhm.
Couple
And
other
close games.
Yeah.
The Rose Bowl was
Stanford.
close.
Stanford, Oklahoma
Yeah,
State.
That was,
Yep.
yeah.
The big one's coming up Monday night, folks,
Yep,
for the national championship.
game.
Alabama, LSU. Who do you like?
Another rematch. I don't know. I have a cousin that lives down in Alabama now, and he always, jokingly says, "Roll Tide." So I'll go with him.
I think the only thing you can pick on this game is the over-under. Go with the under. Well, folks, that's going to wrap up this week's edition of Week in Review. You can watch this episode online anytime at www.aacounty.org. Archive episodes are available at blip.tv and on YouTube. You can also subscribe to the free video podcast at iTunes or like us on Facebook at Arundel TV. Please tune in again next week for more news and highlights from around your county. We'll see you next time.
Bye.